congressional representative of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I am speaking this morning to you on behalf of my teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I am sure that my teacher, who is presently on the wheel, these unidentified by others flying objects that are present in this world to bring about the judgment of God. I am sure my teacher is deeply concerned about what is happening in Black America today, that is put two of our young men, one, a great basketball player, Kyrie Irving, and another brother who is called a rapper, but he's so much more than that. Brother Ye, and the controversy that is swirling around these two men that is causing, unfortunately, division among a people that can least afford to be broken more apart because of misunderstanding and, unfortunately, parts of ignorance, that we don't see the enemy who is working 100% to bring bloodshed about among us because of the serious nature of what is happening, that is causing them, the enemy, to use his influence on those of us who are on his payroll, and those of us who have been blessed to be connected to them. Could be a blessing, but it also can be a cursing. Because once the enemy puts his talons into you, he's reaching for your mind, but more than that, he's reaching for your soul to empty us and make us weak when we could be strong and doing his bidding.
Hold on. Let me say this. Okay. However you feel about Farrakhan, I really don't care. The point of me going live and playing this video is of a bigger stature. And the reason that I chose to go live tonight is because we got to get to a point where we stop deeming and destroying each other more than the people that are actually destroying us as a community. It's really getting irritating to me that I have to keep saying our own people that put more weight on us as a community of people that try to help. I'm not Muslim. I'm not religious at all. I'm spiritual. Okay? That's first and foremost. So when it comes to this, by me even playing his video should show you where I stand. I'm not here to sit up here and prove who God is who Jesus is who Yahshua is who. I don't care about that. So maybe I should have just started the video off with me speaking, but I didn't think that 2 seconds of a video clip would start having people come in here to say who sold out and who didn't. Because if you want to talk about who sold out right about now, somebody that we should be looking at would be Reverend Peg Leg over there. Al Sharpton, who said that he does need to get in check and get in line. That's who needs to be checked right now. Not somebody that's coming forward and supporting Kanye and Kyrie for them trying to literally modern day buck break in front of us and nobody's really saying anything about it. When it comes to our people, we are our worst enemies at this point, because the same people running the game on us, the same people, and y'all wonder why people get up and say, you know, well, forget it. Let me just take a check. Fuck them. They don't want to do nothing anyway. It's because y'all get up here and y'all put way more on people that's trying to help than motherfuckers that's been destroying nations and generations for fucking decades. This shit is so fucking irritating. It's ridiculous. Y'all love to get in a quarrel online and not saying shit. Y'all not talking about shit. That shit is irritating. LeBron just sat up here and told y'all he needs to learn as if he's not a good slave. I don't see nobody saying nothing about that. Fucking irritating. Now people be our own worst fucking enemy. How about you talk about the people who, do you know who owns the top, like the top teams, the entertainment? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. If you are not on my Twitter, please go follow. I'll drop the link later. But let me show you this, because I'm really tired of our own people. Like, y'all will sit and let people use us from doing jobs, turning on each other, not doing no information lookup on nothing, and just be talking just to talk. That shit is so irritating to me. Have you done any research on who owns all of these basketball teams? Have you done any research on who owns the entertainment industry? Have you done any research on who owns the same shit that y'all get up here and look at every fucking day, telling you how to think? You don't even know who the real enemy is. Let me share my page. That's why I was starting off showing the video, because I'm not happy at all. I'm not, and I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm not bothered. I'm very bothered. I'm very bothered. When you see your own people get up here and go against you, when it's a bigger play at hand that literally will control the next generation after us, that's it. Because everybody want to be of a hive mind. Y'all not even thinking about the generation after us that's going to have to grow up in a system where people are already being sheep. To the point where if anybody say anything else outside of what the fuck the internet has told you, they're going to be deemed demons. Oh, they don't listen. Oh, they need to be taught something. Everything except for them thinking for themselves. This is my Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is at The Goddess TV 2. If you haven't noticed, I've been over there on Twitter talking, child. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at The Goddess TV 2. It's right here. Hold on. It's right here, girl. Period. If you want to follow me. Period. But anyway, let me pull this up so y'all can see something. Oh, not that. Oh, not that. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, not that one. Oh, not. Oh, hold on. Hold on one second. I pulled up the wrong picture, y'all. Hold on. My bad. My bad. Oh, not that one. No, not that one. Not Shaq in the dress. No, wait a minute. wait a minute. Not that one either. Hold on. Y'all know I love y'all to death, but I be having to get serious for y'all sometimes because y'all don't be listening to me. Y'all think I'm gonna just say jokes all the time. It's not going to be like that all the time. Okay? But let me show you this right here. Let me show you this right here. Everybody in the red right here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Everybody in red by their name right here, they own the basketball teams. They have control and they are Jewish. And they are Jewish. Okay? So when we talk about what's going on around us, you might see melanated faces repping this stuff or doing ads for these people, but the same people that are trying to deem Kyrie Irving as a Jew hater, which he's not, which he said multiple times, are the same people trying to make him go through training, Jew training. Okay? Hi, Zarina. Why I can't see some of y'all y'all must be on my other channel. Okay, I got 2 channels, y'all, so hold on. Oh, thank you for the Cash App. Thank you, Greg. So yeah, so this everybody in the red, the only 2 black people that have any type of stake in the basketball industry is Usher and Michael Jordan, which should tell y'all a lot. Let me also show y'all this. Okay, because I have been getting a lot. Shout out to all my new subscribers on my Twitter, because y'all really been subscribing to me since I've been talking about this Kanye and Kyrie situation. Okay, now I don't know if y'all heard of Max Robinson, but I posted this as well. It says the late ABC News anchorman Max Robinson described the white media as a crooked mirror. He said that one of the most difficult parts of his job was reporting negative news stories about the black community that he knew were totally untrue. Okay, so that means because they own pretty much anything dealing with your state of mind, movies, Hollywood, basketball, everything that they really have, you know, a real say-so over within the world that can touch a lot of minds. They have control over it, and we just never knew that. Okay, this man was murdered after this. Now, I ain't saying, I ain't saying who did nothing, because you know that ain't my field, that ain't my lane. I'm just saying after he told the truth, he had just so happened. Okay, he had just so happened to be unalived after that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna play this video clip real quick, and y'all listen to this.
The black community. Y'all single-handedly own the power, and you can't even see it. They know that y'all single-handedly hold the cards to all of this shit in this nation. God, please just wake up and see what kind of control you actually have. If you really want to get technical, y'all are the ones that can save this country. Because the minute that y'all actually see through their bullshit is when they lose their wealth. Talk about white privilege. They will lose their wealth. They bank on y'all. They bank on y'all remaining stagnant with their bullshit. I can't wait to see this shit unfold, because I'm gonna tell you, there's one by one, they waking up.
Okay. Shout out to her, but I don't know why it take a white woman to have to tell y'all that. When we keep telling, when we be out here scratching holes in our skin, trying to tell y'all this every day, it's the energy is shifting, the frequency is shifting. Okay, it's the age of Aquarius. Ain't no more secrets. Ain't no more backing into a corner. Everything you do now is being put on Front Street, and don't nobody had time to be playing games. Let me make myself very clear. I do stand with Kyrie Irving. I don't care. Let me also say I am getting tired of people within the spiritual community saying, "Oh, it's a game. Oh, don't pay no mind. If you too weak to stand up for something, shut up and let us do what we doing." Let me say that. If you too weak, just say that. If you don't want to stand up for an actual cause that don't look like it's a ploy, just say you a weak asshole and keep on and go about your business. Okay? Because at the end of the day, Kyrie we all watched how Kyrie had to take and stand up for himself. It wasn't no antics being thrown. You want to know what the antics were? You want to know what the antics were? People like Sarah Silverman that hopped up here and tried to condemn Kyrie Irving. Meanwhile, she has a whole video clip of her doing blackface. That's what's funny to me. See, if he really came up here and was just on some bullshit, I can see why y'all don't want to support Kanye right now. That's how you feel. Okay, it is what it is. But see, it's something different when somebody clearly states that they're not anti-Semitic. When somebody say all I did was share a link to a movie, which if you actually watch Negroes to Hebrews, nigga, say it again, baby. Hebrews to niggas. Okay, so if you watch that 3.5 hour movie, you will see that nothing in that movie was anti-Semitism. Kyrie stated multiple times that he is not an anti-Semite. Okay, he said, I can't be something if I know where I come from. And he meant that, and that's real. And let me say this. If y'all don't see who LeBron is right now, I don't know what to tell you. If y'all can't see Shaq, who he is right now, I don't know what to tell you. These same people that got up here, Shaq condemned Kyrie Irving while also having it being played at one of his theaters. I have yet to hear back from Bigfoot. He has yet to come on here and apologize for calling Kyrie Irving stupid, called him an idiot, and said that he don't know why he up here got to address this idiot. Well, won't your idiot ass come up here and tell us why your dumb ass had it playing at one of your motherfucking theaters and you ain't came up here and said shit since? Would you like to speak? Big Throat, would you like to come on here and let us know why you sound even more stupid? You see, people be trying to get up here and clap around for the man, tap dancing for the man, and the universe said, hold on real quick, I'll be back, and threw that shit right back in your face, and you ain't heard nothing from him since. I'm over both of them. Okay, period. So this is Sarah Silverman. We don't care what you have to say about Kyrie Irving. You don't even want to address you wearing blackface. And I don't know if I need a trigger warning for this video. You will see a lot of Jewish people. You will be seeing a lot of Jewish people dressed in blackface, and none of these people had a list like they gave Kyrie Irving. They wanted Kyrie Irving to pay $500,000. They wanted Kyrie Irving to go through a sensitivity training. They wanted Kyrie Irving to go talk with a rabbi. We ain't heard none of these people get up and go to the black community to talk with a motherfucker soul. We ain't heard none of these people. Okay, run to the black community to do nothing, donate, not, they ain't even blew a kiss over here to talk to anybody in the black community. Okay, while they over there trying to get people to make all these lists for a Kyrie Irving. So let's continue. Yeah, we're, oh yeah. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter because I've been lighting it up over there. Oliver Peck. Let me turn the music down right quick because it's throwing me off. Hold on. Oliver Peck is seen here. The longtime Ink Master star announced he was departing the show in 2020 after an old photo resurfaced of him wearing blackface while portraying an NBA player. Oliver Peck. So only black people play in the NBA? You couldn't go as yourself and just had a basketball? You couldn't do that, right? No, it wouldn't have been right unless you covered yourself in brown makeup to do black body, because this is more than blackface. Who's next? Tom Hanks. The Oscar-winning actor came under fire in 2012 when video surfaced of a 2004 school fundraiser featuring Hanks. He is seen in blackface. Come Fly With Me, Lucas and Williams wore makeup for characters including airport worker Taj, passenger liaison officer Moses Beacon, and airline boss Omar Baba, while Williams also starred as a health spa snob. Mind you, some of these people you see still have very flourishing careers. I'd like to add that. 1 second. We all know who this is. So Jimmy Fallon, and what's the other guy's name? I can't think of it right now. It'll come to me later. He has done, Jimmy Kimmel. So what's Fallon's name? That's how you know I don't watch these people. Okay, so they both named Jimmy. That's why I'm confused. So the two Jimmys, okay, have dressed in blackface. Nobody has said anything. And Jimmy Fallon actually has his production company in the same building as the Masonic Temple. I just wanted to throw that out there. Also, Jane Kravosky. I'm sure y'all all know her face. Okay. She also dressed in blackface on 30 Rock in 2013. We also have Juliana Huff, which, let me say this too. She dressed in blackface from the girl on The Orange is the New Black. Y'all remember that TV show? Okay. The lady from The Orange is the New Black said that she didn't have a problem with it. And that's exactly why I be calling you motherfuckers weak. Oh, you're going to hear some cursing today. It's hard to talk about this, knowing what my people went through, knowing that my ancestors' blood probably done been boiled over 3 times, over looking and hearing and feeling the energy of this shit. Y'all going to hear some cursing tonight, okay? She said she was okay with her doing the blackface, and that's exactly why people do not take us serious. Every time we get up here to talk about something, it's always somebody that want to get up here and tap dance for massa, talking about it's okay, it's not that serious. And then when they don't take us serious, then we want to get up here and be mad and trying to figure out how. It's because you got people like that, you got people like Shaq, you got people like everybody want to get up here and tap dance for a few dollars. And I'm starting to come to the realization realization that the real people in the community got more balls than these celebrities. These celebrities can be bought with a price tag, and they'll say whatever you want them to say. The same people that got up here was condemning Kyrie Irving is the same people up here trying to backtrack, talking about he is too far now. Nah, don't backtrack when you see the community is behind him. Don't backtrack when you see his women on here that got more balls than you. Now you want to get up here talking about, oh, it is messed up. No, you should have said it from the beginning because you knew it was wrong from the beginning. And it's really sickening watching you men get up here that watch these basketball games. Y'all see them dribbling hoops and watching booty shaking all day long up and down this basketball court, and y'all the main ones that can't even stand up here and say, no, y'all did that wrong. That's messed up. He is not anti-Semitic. Y'all knew that when it first happened. Calm down, goddess. Okay. Next, we have the Gucci incident. People still remember when Jim Jones got up here and said he still was gonna wear Gucci. Remember when Gucci did a blackface mask and ain't nobody say nothing about it, or did y'all forget that quick? Right. They play right in our face, and every time they get somebody who's a celebrity that got more followings or got more of a voice to come drown us out, they want to speak for the community. Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to speak for the community. We don't agree with y'all. We don't really fuck with y'all, and we really tired of y'all speaking for us. Y'all not in the community. Y'all not listening to the community. Y'all don't care what the fuck the community going through. Y'all do not speak for the community. Okay? All right? We don't want you speaking for us. We don't want you getting up here saying how we feel. We good. We is tired of y'all house Negroes getting up here speaking for the community. Y'all are weak. And now that I look at how y'all are treating Kyrie Irving, it's showing me why nothing has been able to get done the years, because you have these same people that get up and drown our voices out because they're getting paid to do so. And we're not playing with y'all no more. Them days of y'all getting up here speaking for the community is over with. We do not agree with you. We do stand behind Kyrie. And if you too weak to stand up, all it takes is a tweet to say how you feel. They act like we outside standing in front of their house. All we've been doing is tweeting to tell you that we don't agree with you. So I'm trying to understand why y'all acting so weak over some tweets. We haven't even really done anything yet. So honestly, what y'all are doing is showing us that y'all been weak. You've been stepping on your own brothers and sisters' hands. Why y'all want to talk about who brothers and sisters? You want to know who they brothers and sisters? The Jews that pay them. If somebody tell you I can't be anti-Semitic because I know who I am, and you don't know the reason he said that, then maybe you should go do some research. Because like I said, I know where it came from. I'm just not, that's not my religion. It's not my religion. But guess what I do know? I know wrong from right. I do know I look up everything from every religion so that I done went down every path to make my own decision. I do know that. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Howard Stern, we do not care what you have to say, sir. You are another person that got up here and dressed in blackface. We don't like you. We don't care about your opinion. And you're also Jewish yourself, sir. You're literally a Jew in blackface. We do not care about what you have to say. Okay? Now let me finish playing some of this video. But I did have to intervene really quickly, because what we won't be doing right now is coming in here talking about fuck Farrakhan, or I don't like him, he's a sellout. No, you want to know who's a sellout? All them same people on camera that's telling y'all to shut up, go home, and that Kyrie needs to go through training, which sounds like he needs to go through a slave class because he's not enough of a sheep. That's the real problem. The real sellouts is the ones sitting up there in these people's faces, repeating what they want you to say so that it come from a black face and not the Jew face behind the camera. Those the sellouts. Cause I'm just gonna be real with you, Shaq. It seemed like you walked to work. I mean, you walked in from work and said, "Yeah, how far y'all want me to go today?" And they said, "Give it a good 9." And your dumb ass went up there and said, "I'm tired because I'm tired of talking about this idiot." We see you. We see you.
Rather than manifesting the great love that God wants us to show toward one another. I'd like to start with Brother Kyrie. What did he do wrong? What did he do? He's searching for the knowledge of himself. He's searching to know who he is, who he belongs to. What is his root in this world? And some of you that are persecuting him are the very ones that took away from him and from us the knowledge of self. You took our language, you took our culture, you took our history, you took our minds and inserted your mind into our mind through your systems. And now God has come to lift us from this terrible condition that you have placed us in. So he saw a movie. He didn't write the movie. He wasn't the producer of the movie. He wasn't the director of the movie. Somebody told him that there was a movie titled From Hebrews to Negroes. That's an interesting title, because many of our people don't know anything about being a Hebrew. We know that we passed through something called Negro, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that means someone dead, lifeless, hard, neutral. We didn't name ourselves a Negro. They named us that because they put us in the condition that that name represents. Kyrie and Ye and all of you now that are involved in the conversation, could you just step back a moment and let's reason together? He saw the movie. Because of all of the anger and dislike, and I see the movie. And I and my wife and my family, we watched the movie the other night. It was well researched. The people that did it, they had a purpose. The purpose of those people was to show us how we got from Hebrew to Negro. As I watched that, I could see my brother. He's not thinking about hating somebody. He's thinking about learning more about himself, because we are tired of being what others have made us. We must become ourselves again. And he was interested in that journey, and I can listen to him, and I can see him, and I can see that's the journey that he's on. He's not trying to hurt the Nets. He's not trying to hurt the brothers that are playing ball with him. But he is trying to be true to himself. The greatest teaching of the God who came to find us and save us, he said, accept your own and be yourself. That is what Kyrie is trying to do. Find his own, accept his own, and be himself. I heard an intelligent brother, not a foolish man, but a man that has found something that is more valuable for him than being loved as a great, fantastic ball player.
Now, I will be pausing it because this video is lengthy, but I will be pausing it and coming in to show different things from hearing this so that y'all can also see other stuff that I have up that I also want to share with you guys. Here we go. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware. When we speak on the Jews, there is no Jew hate, okay? Nobody is sitting up here saying we hope bad comes to them. No one is up here because the way they're framing it on the media right now, they're trying to make it seem as though we want harm to come to them, which that's not at all what's happening. There has been numerous videos put out of people saying that that's what they have done over the years, even down to Malcolm X. Malcolm X has even said every time we try to speak on what you guys have done to us and is continuing to do to us, you guys say that we're anti-Semitic and you keep getting over. And I just want to explain to you guys that this at this point is becoming a revolving door for every generation. We should not have to literally we shouldn't be able to go back and see Malcolm X talking about something that we're still talking about today. Do you know how sad that is? Goddess Judy Garland, who played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, also wore blackface. I already have her up here. Hold on. Yeah, I already have her up here. Trust me. That's why I say y'all need to follow me on Twitter because I've been putting it out there. Okay. But yeah, it's really sad that we can turn on the TV or go back to a video and see that Malcolm X is saying something that we're still talking about today, because what that's telling me is that all we've been doing is talking, and for some reason we have not been able to move from that spot, and all we can do is talk. Because what they're showing, and let me make this very clear, when we say that it's modern day buck breaking, we mean that as far as you telling a person, because he already apologized for what he said, but when you tell somebody that they're not saying specifically what you want them to say, or you don't feel like they felt it enough, that is buck breaking. That is a public lynching. We're not going too far. You already pushed it too far. Because nobody is going to continue to apologize. For you all to be so protected because you all went through your Holocaust. I have not heard anybody talk about the Holocaust we went through when all of y'all came over here and murdered our people. I haven't heard anybody talk about the Holocaust in America, the Trail of Tears in America, the paper genocide in America to make everybody think they're from Africa when they were already here. And the Africans that you did bring over here, y'all started to do the census and said, because they all brown, they all niggas, and start bunching us in together. And that way you were able to take our land from us, calling it abandoned land, when really they were going to fight wars because y'all was killing our people. We don't talk about that though, but y'all can get up here and call it anti-Semitism and say that we are doing something to you when the whole time everything is being done to us. Our own people will sit and argue with us for hours and hours and hours about who the real Indians are, who the real Hebrews are, where we really come from, when literally we have been everywhere. We are indigenous to every land. The separation is what's keeping up the argument, because everybody's right. Until you can understand that we have been on every single piece of land that you can think of, and we're already there, then you will understand how paper genocide has fucked us over. We were everywhere. So yes, some people are going to argue that they're not from Africa. Yes, you're going to see people say, I am from Africa. You're going to, if you go to South America right now, you will see people docketing you. If you look, let me show y'all something. The Queen of, let me show y'all something. Because see, it's not, with me, it's not to prove a point anymore. It's just to let you know they got us in arguments when really, baby, we can have that argument forever. Are you going to realize who started the argument to separate us in the first place? That's the real argument that should be had. That's the real argument. Let me show you this right here. The Queen of Hawaii to this day, what does she look like to you? What she look like to you? Let me go ahead and make her picture bigger. Let me make her picture. What she look like to you? Hold on, I thought I was sharing my tab. Okay, it's a little delayed. What look like to you? Hawaii's last queen. Hawaii's last queen. Let's look up the Queen of California, since we just went to Hawaii, right? Right. This is the seal. What that look like to you? So when we talk about color, it's been the same trick. We have been everywhere. We have been and originated from every space on this earth. And us continuing to have the same arguments, it's not going to go anywhere. Everybody want to be right. Everybody want to prove a point. Everybody want to say they was first. Everybody. We need to get to a point where we understand that we have been everywhere. We have touched every ground you could walk on. It is what it is. But what I am telling you, the fact that the people who are still in history and making their Holocaust seem more than our Holocaust, let me show you something that I tweeted. And I want y'all to pay attention to this. Let me make sure my screen's still being shared because I want y'all to see this. Did you know that there were also Black people over there during the Holocaust? You want to know what they did to those people? Did I pass it? Hold on. You want to know what they did to those people? In the Nazi era from 1933 to 1945, African Germans numbered in their thousands. There was no uniform experience, but over time they were banned from having relationships with the white people. They excluded them from education and types of employment, and some were sterilized while others were taken to concentration camps. What do you think happened to those people in those concentration camps? What do you think happened to them? After Hitler came to power, they were harassed, humiliated in public, excluded from types of work and education, and essentially rendered stateless. There was some resistance. For example, Hilarious Giggles, I don't know your name. Okay, he was a mixed race. Okay, he was a communist, anti-Nazi agitator. He was kidnapped and murdered in 1933. Once war broke out in 1939, their position became more precarious. People in mixed relationships could be targeted for sterilization, imprisonment, and murder. See, they don't talk about that though. In 1936, headline in the Frankfurter Volksblatt said 600 bastards accused the legacy of black crime against the Rhinelanders. Do you know what that means? They were saying them black German motherfuckers need to be lynched, sterilized, and killed because we don't trust them. When all they were doing was just there. They just so happened to be there. So I thought it wasn't no black. I'm confused. It's black Germans, black Jews, black. What's going on? See, now I'm confused because I thought Jew was a religion. Is it a religion or a race? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because from my research, y'all are still European. Just like when people that you would call white come here from Africa, they're called African American because they are literally from Africa. Has nothing to do with being European at all. Now, when you come here, half of the white people that y'all see every day, if they were to get up and go back to where they're actually from, they would not be called white. They would tell you they're German. They would tell you they're Russian. They would not be calling themselves white. That only happens here. And the reason it only happens here in America is because they're not on their own soil. And to keep the real Indians that they speak of from getting their land back, they have to say black and white. Any race can be Jewish. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what's the problem. There are concerts too. Oh, converts. So they can convert. My first time here. Nice to see a familiar face. Welcome, Valencia. Thank you. But the original is black. Well, they know that. And we got to stop saying black too. Because y'all, let me tell y'all something. If I don't say nothing else tonight, it is very important that we watch Calling Ourselves Black. Why is my page not switched over yet? Hold on. Because I was actually showing y'all something. Okay, here you go. One thing about this system, the main way that they get over on us is through words. That's why they say, if you don't want them to know something, put it in the book. It was a reason for all the book burnings. It was a reason that they didn't want our people reading. It's a reason that they changed languages. All of that was for a reason. So when it comes to us calling each other black, we're pretty much saying that we dead. We are of no stature, because black was never a color of us. When they say who they are, they say Asians. China, Chinese. Okay, black, where do you trace that back to? Where do you trace that back to? If you come from Russia, you're Russian. You come from China, you're Chinese. If you come from America, you just black. That holds no weight behind it at all in law. And that's how they've been effing us over for a very long periodically time. Okay. All right. Now, let me pull this up so y'all can see, because I'm not going to be able to go through all of this tonight. And it took so long for me to get a lot of this stuff together. So for real tonight, I just really wanted to play the Farrakhan video so that y'all can understand a little bit more. And then we're going to have to do this in parts, because I'm not about to come up here and just throw a bunch of stuff in y'all face and then y'all be like, what the fuck, God, is this a lie? I can't take all this at one time. Okay? But if you actually do research and you really look into who we are, everybody didn't come over here on no boat. Now, I have a real problem with the fact that y'all say that y'all possibly found Jesus' shoes, but y'all can't find them damn boats or pieces of them that supposedly brought all these Africans over here as slaves. I find it real iffy when Africans themselves is looking at us crazy when we say, damn, they took a lot of y'all and brought y'all over here. And they like, bro, who? Nigga, please. Okay, now we got to start getting out of our emotions and start really paying attention to what the hell going on, okay? Because I ain't never been to Africa. But if they over there in Africa talking about, we don't know what the hell y'all over here talking about, now we need to pay attention, okay? Because something ain't right. We need to figure out who lied and what they lied about. So let's just say how do I want to say this? Bitch, I don't want to blink and my channel be gone. Think about it, goddess. I'm not going to say what I was about to say. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna just say we need to really, if y'all want me to come show y'all some real evidence and research, okay, I'm gonna just leave this on the screen for a couple of seconds and I'll let you come up with some things in your own head, because y'all know how YouTube is with me. I'll be here 1 minute and then they'll be they'll be trying to jab me in the throat. Goddess, check your DM. Hold on. Yes, Chinese people, yes. And let me clarify. No matter what race you find, you're going to find dark-skinned people of all cultures. If you go to Asia right now, they're Asians that you would consider dark-skinned. Okay. So we just gonna leave that at that. It's only so much, but thank you for sending me that. It's only so much that we could talk about on here. I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but YouTube is also ran by a Jew. I don't have time. Okay. I don't have time for that. They already do too much. They already be shadow banning you, girl. So I'm trying to really do my content and keep it moving. All right. Now, as far as the Census Bureau, I wanted you guys to see this. This is a piece of information I found. They do say it says slave up here, but I want y'all to dodge the hijack and come up with your own conclusion in your own head. Okay. It says General Woodward saw several Indian slaves mostly girls, in Barber County, Alabama, as late as 1843. Now, this does say Indian up here, don't it? He is talking about the lady in the picture, correct? If they say the picture that they put in front of us that they say are Indians, does this look like the same picture? Because, I mean, I would say it looked like mostly all of our great aunties, great grandmas, you know, and she was in Alabama. And you can see clear as day where it says Indian right there, correct? Okay. I ain't gotta say too much. I'm just saying, when people sit up here and tell y'all in y'all face that you not Indian, and tell you in your face, how many people remember back then when we used to hear people say, my grandma told me I had Indian in my family, and then it was made into a joke. Oh, you think you all that? You ain't got no Indian in your family. Whole time your ancestors was trying to tell you where the hell you was really from and who the fuck you really were. Yeah. I'll let you take that piece of information. Okay. Okay. This is from a very old book. They drew this picture of an Indian that looked like everybody Uncle Charles, but I digress. I digress. Okay. This says the Black Irish Earls, Clare coat of arms. The picture's drawn, and this says 1138 through 1141. Image Irish Earl Gilbert Declare 1138 through 1141. They look black to me. I'm just saying, it's a picture, but they look black to me, and it says Irish. Okay. What we gonna do is we just gonna look. We don't need nobody making up their mind. Just look with your eyeballs, okay? Because at this point, we ain't got time for emotions. We just gonna look with our eyeballs. The Census Bureau. The Census Bureau. This is how they changed our names, guys. This is important information. I would like to know why we've been named 50 damn things over and over and over again. As if they could not make up their goddamn mind, or was it a game being played on our people? I'll let you make up your mind. I'll let you make up your mind on that. Let me play my music a little bit, little background music. Hold on. Because I just want you to look. Just look with your eyeballs. Okay. We're just gonna look with our eyeballs. In 1492, it says Indian. Okay. In 1492, wait a minute, because y'all must have forgot what I just showed y'all. Y'all must have forgot what I just showed y'all. Now, it say this lady right here was an Indian slave. Okay. Then the Census Bureau, the first Census Bureau in 1492, that say Indian. And then in 1600, all of a sudden, it say slave. Now, if we go back to this picture, don't this say Indian slaves up here? I'm just trying to help add some stuff up. Maybe we missing it. We missing it, or we catching it? Oh, okay. I'm just trying to draw some lines. We just gonna continue to watch with our eyeballs. We just gonna continue to watch what's going on. And then after slave, it was Negro. Then after Negro, it's like 1965, black. Then I guess they changed their mind because they said black is not a real color and decided to call us Negro again in the 1900s. And then they said we really don't want to call them that either. We just gonna call them colored because we need all of them to be mixed in one pot together. They said these niggas everywhere. Do. Just call them colored. That's how I look at it in my head. They said, bitch, we done went to South America, North America. We done went to Egypt. We done went to China. We done saw them over there too. Just call them colored. We're sick of it. They're colored. And in 1970, we done turned into Afro-Americans, knowing damn well we ain't all come from Africa. Now they got us up here called now we call ourselves black. Let me show you something. This says indigenous woman and man from Tierra del Diego in South America by J. Chapman, 1795. 1795. Oh, okay. We continuing to look with our eyeballs, though. We just continuing to look. Several early European explorers. First off, they are very good with words. When they say explorers, that means they looking around to steal your shit. They are the original thieves, okay? You better not leave a piece of land by none of them motherfuckers because they was snatching it up. Jesse Jackson had a hand in that Afro-American. And that's exactly why I said Shaq and all the rest of them is showing how they treating Kyrie is how niggas been turning on us for years. They just, you able to see it now, up close. Okay. Several early European explorers, okay, refer to the indigenous people they first met as having copper color or cinnamon colored skin. Okay. It says the Negro type is seen in the most ancient Mexican sculptures, most ancient skeletons distinct from the Red American race, which have been found in various places from Bolivia to Mexico. And this is why y'all see Spanish people and y'all think that they different. Is a difference from somebody that they would call Spanish Mexicans and a Mongolian. And Mongolian is a $5 Indian that they put up here to take our land to make it look like we was never here, when whole time it's always been our shit. A Mexican, quote unquote, which you would call, was just a lighter race of us. Okay. But they done separated us so much and got all of us screaming who we are, when you have to think about this. Back in the day, do you really think our ancestors was sitting up here talking about one drop rule? You a nigga, you ain't a nigga. You a nigga, you ain't a no. They didn't indulge in shit like this. Everybody was fucking together. And this is the one big problem that everybody's having, because everybody's so separated now, and it was done strategically. Okay. Now, the real problem is how everybody, of other cultures really know who we are, and they're all literally living and prospering off of our downfall. Talk about it. The real war that you think we're in has something to do with everybody knowing exactly who you are, but they getting paid off of your demise. That's the real war. Now I'm gonna play a little bit more of what Farrakhan said. Like I said, this gonna have to be several parts because me trying to squeeze all this information in at one time, baby, we would be here all night. Okay. So let me show you this really quickly.
White men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies of what would become the United States. Let's remember, during the
Did you hear what he said?
history of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies of what would become the United States. Let's remember, during the colonial period, mid-1600s, there was no such thing as white people. I know some people who are now called white find that shocking.
Didn't I tell you?
Because they think whiteness is real. But whiteness was created. Europeans didn't call themselves white. We didn't call ourselves white. We weren't all members of one big happy family. Are you kidding? Have you studied the history of Europe? The history of Europe was about killing each other. That's what we did in Europe. We just killed each other before we figured out there were other people to kill. We just killed each other. Right? I mean, that was the history of Europe. The English hated the Irish, right? Northern Italians didn't even think that Southern Italians were Italians. The Germans hated everybody, and everybody hated their ass right back, right? There was no team called white, no race called white, but all of a sudden, in the middle of the 1600s, there was. Why? Why was it suddenly necessary to create this thing called the white race? Well, because rich people can count, that's why. And so rich folks looked around, the ones that owned all the land, you know, in the colonies, the colonial elite looked around and they realized something, that they were heavily outnumbered by African enslaved folks, by European indentured servants who were just one level above a slave, or other Europeans who weren't.
Correction, by copper-colored people who were everywhere, which means everywhere they tried to colonize, they realized that it's copper-colored people on every piece of land that we go try to steal. So we can't have a bunch of copper-colored people that's everywhere, but yet we're killing each other and sectioning each other off because it's more of them than it is of us.
Weren't technically indentured servants, but they were still peasants, didn't have any money, didn't have any land, and they could do the math. They added it up and they were like, damn, we got to figure out a way to split these folks apart from one another or they're going to rise up and take our stuff.
Did you hear that? It was never their stuff. It was what they were stealing. You don't have a piece of land that you're born on, that your ancestors born on, that your great times 180 grandparents was on and talk about it's your land. When you say colonize, you're saying that we went and we made them do what we wanted them to do and took the land over. Understand words. Understand they use words to take over. Columbus said that his boat ran into America. It crashed into America and we owed him for that. It's been word genocide. Paper genocide.
Right? Because after a while, these black folks who were enslaved Africans and these
copper-colored folks,
quote-unquote white folks who were poor Europeans, going to figure out they're all getting played by these rich people.
Did you hear him just say, quote-unquote European poor folks? Did you? Let me go back. Did you hear that? Y'all keep thinking that we was the slaves. Did slavery happen? Yes. Did slavery happen the way they're telling it? No. No. If you don't know, Matter of fact, I'll do an episode called Ellis Island, and I'll show you how a bunch of Europeans came over here who were poor and became rich.
They're going to rise up and take our stuff. Right? Because after a while, these black folks who were enslaved Africans and these quote-unquote white folks who were poor Europeans are going to figure out they're all...
Why were they poor Europeans? Because they came from Ellis Island on boats. They came from Ellis Island, went right up there to New York, and New York had Indian land and territory, and they started taking it over. That's what happened. Shout out to old dirty bastard, because he was trying to tell y'all and nobody was listening.
All getting played by these rich people. Right? So ultimately, the rich figure out they got to come up with some way to get somebody in that group on their team. The easiest thing is to get the poor Europeans.
The easiest thing is to bring a bunch of poor Europeans over here who are already struggling, bring them to America, take over people's lands, the actual Indians who look like me and you, take over their property. We're working for them, but now we're just going to kill them, take their land. And then you have the Trail of Tears, so on and so forth, and the Seminole Indians and everybody fighting. While everybody's fighting for their land, territory, and family, these people from Ellis Island came walking up saying, oh, these are abandoned cities. No, they're not abandoned cities and tribes. They're gone to fight a war because you motherfuckers keep coming over here trying to take our shit, and now we own your shit because you wasn't there to claim it. Do you see the plot?
Right? Because at least they look like you. They sort of share some of the customs and the culture. So they all of a sudden create this thing called whiteness, and they say, now you're part of the club. Now we're going to let you testify in court, enter into contracts, vote, at least if you're a man, own a little bit of land, at least if you're a man, right? And we're going
own land that you stole.
Going to get rid of indentured servitude. No more of that.
Wake up.
Do you know what an indentured servant is? When they say, I'm going to come work for you, I'm going to come pick cotton, you're going to pay for my clothes, you're going to pay for me to eat, and I'm going to serve out this contract with you. And then once I serve out this contract, you give me what I need, I'll go to my next job. That was an indentured servant. Guess what they told you all it was? A slave. That's what they told you all it was.
This is a fucking joke. This is how you know history is fucking repeating itself. Back then, during slavery, black slaves were not allowed to speak up against their superior ones, against their masters. And if they did, those slaves were taken in front of other slaves, stripped down naked to humiliate them, beaten to a pulp, and then have them publicly apologize to the ones they spoke up against. And they did this in front of other slaves so they can be intimidated to not speak up against their superior ones. That's exactly what's happening here. Kanye West and Kyrie Irving both spoke freely against the corrupt system. Now look what's happening to them. Both are being humiliated, beaten down publicly, blacklisted, canceled, and forced to apologize to the same ones they spoke up against. And back then, they had something called house slaves. I'm not going to say the N-word. And they used those house slaves to keep the other slaves in check. That's how they divided the community. And that's exactly what's happening here.
Now, if we're going to talk about house slaves, this is house Negro number one. Okay. This is house Negro number one. Big nigga in charge. Okay, he's stomping around with the big dogs over here trying to sound like he making sense when really he ain't nothing but a big ass house slave. All right. We all know that these people clearly have to put on dresses to earn a certain pay wage around here. If you want to be a millionaire, you better put on a dress, put on a wig, and put on some lipstick. Either that or you're going to have to get busted in by the back. You're going to have to get busted in by the back. Okay? Y'all know what I'm saying. So that's what's going on around here. These new age house slaves up here trying to deem somebody else wrong because they know that they're in the mix with a bunch of Jewish people. And like I said, if you start to really pay attention to who owns everything, you will start to see that they are all Jewish, from your music industry to your movies, anything on television, actually, if you want to be real about it, which is starting to make more sense because do you not realize all the people dying in the music industry? Do you not realize that they actually have a insurance policy? So if you die, they still get paid. They're still going to drop your album and they're still going to get paid on the back end. Guess what? They also have an insurance policy for you on music videos, which means whoever's coming to help you produce your music video, they have an insurance policy on that as well, because they know that they're hiring people to go into dangerous situations, which they get even more money under the insurance policy, because most likely you'll get shot during the music video recording. Now, how would they know where the hell y'all recording at? I'll leave that up to you. But I just find it mighty weird that these people able to get so close to these celebrities, close enough and in these predicaments to take away their lives. I'm not saying who doing what, but what I am saying is it's starting to look real fishy around here. They getting paid off the front end, back end, and they're gonna get paid off of the contract you win, because that's the 360, and they're gonna get paid when you die. That's not a slave contract. I don't know what is. So what they're doing is dangling a carrot in front of your face because they know you already come from a poor state of mind. They know that the same neighborhoods that they create, because you have to understand, they know that you're in a, have you ever called somewhere and they said they don't deliver to you because you're in a dead zone, or you're in at an address where it's not deemed safe? Do you think they don't know where you are? Do you think that they don't know that you're in the hood, that you're living, you're struggling, and they rather you kill your own people every day that's trying to go to work, that's trying to get a little bit of pennies for the situation that they literally have you coming out the womb in to be born into? They want you to kill each other off. They know you poor, and guess what they do? They go get the most ignorant poor motherfucker they could find, dangle a check in front of their face, and of course they're going to say yes. So yeah, we can't blame our own people as far as drill music and all of that stuff, and everybody killing each other. Yes, we can get on them, but you need to understand who's behind it as well. It's not just our people wanting to say, "Oh, I'm gonna turn on my community." F them. They're putting us in these situations knowing that these kids is going to bite, because everything they put in their face are money, jewelry, cars, sex, women. Like, I mean, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? They grow up watching every TV show, and what's been thrown in their face? Big booty girls, chains, sex, drugs. And then soon as one of them get caught up, like a Future, who stated he don't even do all them drugs that he sing about. Meanwhile, this little boy, what was his name? No, the one that took all those pills at the airport. Juice WRLD. Meanwhile, they got Juice WRLD up here swallowing pills because he didn't want to go to jail and ended up losing his life. 11/11, Ashe. So my thing is, thank you for putting it in the chat, madam. Latino. Hold on, I gotta read y'all comments. I had a certain content creator say that a person of Dominican heritage was not Black. Okay, and that's people's stupidity. I mean, honestly, that's the whole point of Amara La Negra calling herself Amara La Negra, was to show you that it's dark-skinned people everywhere. And the only reason that you're starting to see lighter versions of different species of people is because they're literally making them only have sex with a particular person who's lighter. Do y'all not know that even in Dubai, even if you watch certain movies, they'll tell you that stuff like that is forbidden. So we're talking about generational shit that's being passed down to hate ourselves. If you go to China right now and you see somebody who's of a dark Chinese person, they're pushed back into somebody's hood. You're gonna have to travel deep to go find them and see them. They get treated like shit. If you go to Brazil, it's the same way. It's the same way. Even if you go to Mexico right now, it's the same way. I just watched the whole documentary on them. They push them back too. Everywhere where they're showing you is light skin, or what you would call light skinned people, even from Brazil, bitch, you can name any insert place, and you'll find people that are dark, just like me, you, and everybody else. But they literally they've done a number on our people. Okay. So, like I was saying, Juice WRLD took a bunch of pills. Future came out, said, I don't even do drugs. And I'm starting not to even like artists at this point. These artists that begin support, y'all have not seen one out and said nothing as far as backing up Kyrie. The only time people really start defending Kyrie, realized that the community of people whose voices were actually being heard because we decided to take a stance, that's when it became, oh, leave him alone, that's too much. Okay, don't do that. Leave him alone, don't do that. Meanwhile, they used to eat our people for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. You know, I would never understand how people can tell us to be quiet about what we've been through. You know, when it comes to Jews apologizing to the Black, quote unquote, Black people, melanated people, proper colored people, I ain't heard an apology yet. I ain't heard about one Jew going through no training. I ain't heard one Jew had to go through sensitivity Black people training. I haven't heard none of that. But it's mighty funny how they was up here. Wasn't George Washington using a slave teeth? Because his chompers were horrible. So not only can y'all take our teeth, not only can y'all take our babies away from us, not only can you, matter of fact, not even just taking the babies from us, actually splicing our stomachs open before the baby is even ready to come out because you want to eat them. Talk about it. I would never understand why we need to apologize to anybody, go through any type of training, or pay $500,000 towards anything. Definitely when it comes to a Jew, because from what I see, all the Jews are sure prospering over here in America. I don't see a Jew struggling over here in America, but I damn sure see the people who've been here forever of melanated kind struggling just to get their voices heard. I do see that. Can you show me some black people? You know, Indian people, the real Indian people of melanated stature. Can you show us where they own 50% of the entertainment industry? Can you show me where they own 10% or 20% of these basketball leagues, WNBA leagues, women teams, anything at this point? Who really prospered? How are you all how are Jews that are not even from America? How are y'all able to come over here and own all of this stuff, but we don't own shit yet? The only thing we got is up under you motherfuckers. And now our people who could be doing something for our real people are literally sitting up here being slaves to you, saying what you want them to say. What y'all don't understand is these same people, these same quote unquote black faces is that they throwing in front of us are being told what to say from Jews. You're not hearing how they really feel. You're hearing how they want you to feel. Shaq got up here and called Kyrie an idiot. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find it, because I really want y'all to hear this.
That we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides again. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done. I stand for equality of all people.
Shaq said, now we have to sit up here and speak about what this idiot has done. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shaq, the Most High has a funny way of making people eat their words. Breaking news: Shaquille O'Neal called Kyrie Irving irresponsible and an idiot. But chat, as you can see, Plex 12 with his face right here played Hebrews to Negroes in a movie theater that belonged to him.
And we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides again. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's exactly why the universe will put you in your place every single time. Now, I'm going to play a little bit more of this Farrakhan video, and then we're going to have to do a part 2, because I'm not about to be up here all night, okay? But I do hope you guys enjoyed this stream so far, and thank you for who are in here sharing this with me, because I
So
do
many
feel
of you,
away.
my brothers who are former players, and you've been so good at it, and you know who your managers have been, you know who your accountants have been and are, you know who your agents have been and are, you know who the owners of the teams that you play on, whether it's basketball, football, I don't know, whatever it is, you know who they are. And because of your greatness, they have decided that you should become rich. For hundreds of years, they didn't decide like that. For hundreds of years, they loved that you were poor and talented, so they could be your managers. They could be your agents. They could give you knowledge and give you favor. You don't see as God would love for you to see, because there are forces among us that they are afraid of. They are afraid that you will discover the truth of yourself and them. They don't want you to find who you are, because once you know yourself, the next step is you got to rise up from where you are to be yourself. And yourself is a noble person, a righteous person, a person that can be labeled the Son of God. The Bible says of us, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So ye must have discovered something. He said, I am God. People that were interviewed said, don't talk like that. Why? Because you don't want us to identify with God. It's all right for us to call each other, yo, dog, how things going, dog? But each of us, Elijah Muhammad said, when you see a black man, you are looking at God. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted to give us that kind of knowledge. And he made us to stop using the term nigger and call each other brother, call each other sister, and learn to love for your brother what you love for yourself. And there are many black people in America and around the world that are digging at the knowledge of self. Many in America digging at the knowledge of self and sharing what they know. So Kyrie saw the movie and he wanted to share it with those that follow him. You know how we've been. You find a reefer and it's good to you. You call your friends and you share your reefer. They're not mad with that. Yo, dog, come on, let's smoke this blunt. You don't say nothing about that. But when they get knowledge and want to share knowledge, they're not talking against you. They work to make you richer as you work to make them some money too. These people aren't anti-Semitic. Every one of them ain't never done nothing against you as a Jewish person. They don't do that. Not one of those do things to purposely harm a Jewish person. The man went to a movie. He saw something that taught him more about himself, and he wanted to share it. You looked at his passing on what he thought was knowledge that would sink his roots back in the soil of himself and the God. And you felt threatened by that. Why owners of the Nets, why did you feel threatened? He didn't call you out by name. He just said he saw something and he put it up. You called it what? A anti-Semitic trope. The movie is almost a little over 2 hours. I'm sure there are things in there that you didn't like. But there are many things that you all have written about us that we don't like. You have been the one making us hate who we are and hate our origin in the world. You're the one that made Tarzan and told us that that's part of us. You've done all of this to us. And we couldn't say nothing. You're the one that made a darky, a little black Sambo. And you made us to see that as who we are. Can't you see that we're tired of that? So because I and others of knowledge are spreading knowledge of God, knowledge of self, knowledge of the time, and also knowledge of an enemy. Because we couldn't be in a condition like this if all of you were our friends. We have enemies, and those enemies have dropped us down in the barrel of waste. We're not around here hating you, but we tell the truth of what we know of what some of you have done to put us in the condition that we're in. Kyrie found something. I want you to say that you are sorry for saying something that is anti-Semitic. And he kept telling you, I can't be anti myself. You didn't want to hear that. You know you came from us. You know that you are not the father of humanity. We know our history and we know yours. We don't like what you're doing to Kyrie or to Ye. And when we see how you want to break him, destroy him, to keep him from saying anything that might enlighten our people. Do you know when you mess up his mind like that, he can't play? I saw the man playing ball the other day and he missed every shot, almost. He can't play with his mind in that state. And when his brother, Kevin Durant, said, I don't like none of this, he's not saying he don't like the movie. He's not liking what you're doing to a man who wasn't doing nothing against you, but searching for greater knowledge. And you decided to break him. You decided to put fear into men like Charles Barkley and LeBron James and other black men who had become rich and powerful. You wanted to say, you were saying to them as you were lynching Kyrie, you all better get the point. You all better get the message. They don't want you rising up into that knowledge that will make you a real man and not a glorified punk. I'm saying to the ADL, sir, we know you. And we know that we know you, and you know that we know you. Don't talk to Kyrie by himself. He can go and look at the horror of the Holocaust. Why don't you come and look at the horror of what your parents have done to black people in America and throughout the world? Why don't you come and study?
And that is exactly how I feel. We will resume and have a part 2 because this was very powerful and this is exactly how I feel. If we're going to talk about looking at what's happened to you, you need to come look at what's happened to us, because the difference between you all and us is that we are still living it to this day, and your people are profiting off of it and have control of our people to make them go against themselves. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you guys later and do a part 2 later. Y'all have a good night. Bye.